everybody, sorry for the lateness. I had a lot of crap going on. Today and kind of had a couple of delays. But I am here now and we can actually get started. So, I hope y'all are doing well today. And for tonight's session, we will be finishing out the War Dog tonight. And as I said before, off stream I made sure was to prime him and all of his parts in prime silver. So I did all that off stream. And all painted and ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna first start with the base legs of it. Now with any chaos units you're gonna sit there and paint up. The main rule of thumb is you want to start with trim first, then you block out the panels. And hang on a second. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna we're gonna go ahead and make sure to block out. So we're gonna do the trim in gold first, and then we're gonna go ahead and do is the actually hang on one second, let me do this real quick. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna block all the trim off using Hoplite gold from Army Painter. That's the first thing we're gonna use. I also have a spare bottle in case my pen runs out for whatever reason, but I'm gonna use a brush for that one since it gets a little more closer. Then we're gonna block it using Vallejo True Metallic Metal Hydro Turquoise, which kind of gives it that nice blue greenish hue that the Thousand Suns are known for. I'm just gonna paint them. As more lore accurate versions of them, since I'm not gonna go crazy for a bunch of guys who are technically just magic dustbins. So as you've been playing the hell out of Space Marines 2, then you would realize is yes, they are all magic dustbins. So yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and get started on this. And put that off to the side. Pull out to the side because then my camera's gonna go crazy. So yeah. Okay, so tap a bit away. Actually, I need to first shake up the pen here real quick. Hey Jay, how's it going? Hang on 1 second before I get started on this. So, now I got all that out of the way. Get set over here. And we're going to just make sure. Okay, perfect. Nice part about speed paint markers is I can just go right into it, and it's metal, so should cover in real nicely. And because I'm doing this on a metal base, it should help speed up the process by a lot. But yeah, when it comes to painting chaos units, you always want to start with the trim first, and then do the block paneling. And it's okay if you get some on the panel, because when you're doing it on the panel, you can be as messy as you want, because we're using metal paint, and it's just going to cover over it real easy. So Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if we finish this in an hour today, since I have the speed paint marker. Yeah, this is one I got from my local game shop that they started with recently. I know some people are gonna say like, well, the pens suck, but it's like, no, it's actually not bad. Personally, I like the pen. You know, again, it just makes it way easier and takes the guesswork out of having to see about, oh, did I load because the thing with contrast paint, no matter what brand you get and no matter what color you use, the tricky part about it is trying to guess like how much paint do you have on your contrast, like how much contrast paint do you have on your brush, because if you have too much it's gonna blotch it, and if you have too little it might cause streaks, you know, which is why I kind of prefer base coating or metal coat, so this way it can either be a one or done deal, or I have to put in a couple of layers just to kind of layer it up to get that nice smooth finish. Okay, so that should be the kneecap, the knee pad. Let's go ahead and do this as well. Do up his little exhaust ports over here. Yeah, I'm actually paying this as a bit of a store demo for my shop, since they haven't used too much of the metallic paints, or people wanted to keep asking like, oh, how good is the coverage on them or anything like that. So now folks can actually see it later when I'm painting it live. That, and they actually had this new game out called War Machine Games, which kind of plays exactly like Warhammer, but it plays on a bit of a smaller scale and a lot more easier on the wallet too. And honestly, I might want to get a few sprues on there, because the mechanized guys or the warjacks that they have on there, they're really awesome. They look awesome, and I would love to actually paint a few of those guys. But yeah, I'll make sure when I upload the VOD, because I do plan on creating a VOD channel later on, I'll make sure I have all the colors marked of what I'm using on the description, so that for those that want to paint along, or they want to see like what colors I use, it'll be all right there. Because I'm not married to one in particular, but it depends on the job. I mostly use Citadel colors for the most part, and I use Vallejo for when I'm doing my metallic work. What I'm going to do is, since I used ColorForge Steel Silver, I don't really have to put another coat of colors or anything like that whatsoever. I'm just going to give it an overall wash in Nolan oil. Just kind of dark, just kind of give it a bit of grime. I could go full on Grimdark style, but I don't know how to feel about Grimdark style on a huge mechanized unit. Because if I had like one of the giant Chaos Knights, I would probably go full Grimdark. But on the War Dogs, especially since it's Thousand Suns, I'm going to keep it clean for the most part, because like, as much as I call them like magic dustbins, they're just full of magic on the inside. Because you play Space Marines 2, and you see Titus kind of execute. Stand by, folks. I'm just needing to pull up a reference on the side on my side of the screen just to make sure I have one for the War Dogs. If you see Titus do the executions on the Thousand Suns, it's just magic. It's just all magic in there. So in a weird way, it's like Titus is kind of fighting a magic dust, but before anyone says like, oh, they did it, oh, they were wusses because they wanted to censor it. No, in lore-wise, the Thousand Suns are composed of magic. So they're kind of like, if you're in Lord of the Rings, how Aragorn summoned the Ghost Army to help him out in the final battle, it's kind of like that, but now they're in now they're in mechanized armor. But now they're in full Space Marine power armor. And give me a second, because I'm trying to find something here real quick. Again, forgive me. Let's see, excuse her. Briggards, here we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna get these guys on sale. Okay, so steel's gonna be metal. Okay, so it's all metal except for the trim. The trim's gonna be mostly gold. Okay. And oh, where's the? Okay. Sorry, I had to go find his head real quick before I lost anything else. Okay, so let's go and get back on it. What the plan's gonna do is we're gonna do the trim first, and I'm gonna dry brush it with Liberator Gold to kind of brighten it up a bit and kind of pimp them out a little. And then after we get done with that, we're gonna add on the Adrax shade. And once the trim's done, we'll go ahead and block out we'll go ahead and start blocking the main panels. If I have any mistakes, I'm gonna use polished silver to go ahead and try and cover up anything I hit as far as like on his main limbs are concerned. But I'm going to use a Nolan oil wash to kind of tone it down some, or at least give it a little bit of muck, since he is a Chaos Knight. So these guys have been around for a while. They've been through the warp, and God only knows what kind of crazy things come out of the warp. But sure ain't going to be good. Thank you for those, Jay. Okay, let's see here. Alright, and then also, I'm gonna go ahead and paint the skulls gold. Give him a little bit of pimped out. Give him a little bit of gold chains on him. Which, kind of weird because a lot of people would say, oh, Necrons, like out of all the factions of Warhammer, the main two that are kind of like the Egyptian themed are mostly going to be your Thousand Sons and your Necrons. There we go. Keep it right here. Chain right here as well. So you know what? I'm gonna give him a small gold chain section. Okay, there we go. Hey Villataro, how's it going? The speed paint pens work pretty well. I wish it would have shown up a few minutes earlier because I actually had to load up a couple of new ones because the last one I had kind of broke because I pressed down too hard on it. The speed pens have been treating me very well. A bit of a pain to get it loaded at first because all you're doing is basically actually I'll show you this live right now because it's very simple. All you gotta do is take the pen, give it a good shake, then you take the cap. Actually, hold on, let me get it up. Actually, where's my new one? I just broke out a new one. Okay, here we go, right here. I'm gonna show you one of the new ones I just broke in. So this is a clean one. I just bought it from Just Roll It. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the cap and put it upside down, and then you're just gonna press down to kind of load the paint. This one was already preloaded, but you're gonna watch the tip turn from white into the same color, and you just dive right on in. And if the tip starts drying, all you gotta do is press down. All you gotta do is shake it, press down on it, and you can just reload and go. And the cooler part is these pens are refillable, so you can easily get so like the Hoplite Gold I'm painting with right now, you can actually take this, fill it into the pen, and then you can keep going. If you go onto the Army Painter website, they do have spare tips for these to the point where you can just easily replace everything on the marker for like less than $10 as compared to you're paying like $6 a pop for these pens right here. But these work out very good, especially if you want to get into contrast paint. And as I was explaining earlier, the trick part about contrast paint is knowing how much you have loaded on your brush, because you need that just perfect amount on there so that it doesn't come out too streaky, but it also doesn't come out too heavy. And the pen right here just takes all the guesswork out of it. And yes, the pen is refillable. They even have a tutorial on their website and on YouTube on how to refill the pens right here for Army Painter. I know AK Interactive has their own version of it. I haven't tested it myself, but these have been working wonders for me so far. And the metal, they recently started making metal versions of these, which I'm using Hoplite Gold, and as you see right here, we're barely like 5 minutes into this, and I already got this thing fully coated. Like I took brush directly to this thing. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a bit of touch up right here. Okay. So then, what I'm gonna go and do real quick is, just gonna give it a minute to kind of sit, because it's contrast paint, so it kind of takes a minute for it to like dry before you start going crazy with washes and stuff like that. So normally, when you use gold color paints, you would use something like now mind you I'm talking in Citadel terms here, but you would use Racklin Flesh Shade to go on ahead and do the gold, or at least you put a wash on the gold, and then that should be it. And then you use the dry brushing of Liberator Gold, which I'm going to dry brush the Liberator Gold, but instead of using Racklin Flesh Shade, I'm going to use Adrax Earth Shade. And also, I will say this for the main colors, for Magic Blue, honestly, I did that for a, I gotta make a Discord server for this later, but I did that for the limited edition version of Lieutenant Titus that they had out for the Commanderess series, and Magic Blue gave my Ultramarines a bit of like a cartoony feel, but it's like not too cartoony, but it's more like whatchamacallit from Borderlands. Cell Shade, yeah, it gave my guys a cell shaded finish that looked really good. But honestly, if I was going to use blue for Thousand Suns, I would probably use, actually I have the color right here. I would personally use Caribbean Ocean right here. So Caribbean Ocean would be a good one for the Thousand Suns because it has that just right amount of light blue on there. Because if you use Magic Blue, unless you're thinning it out prior, because this is Magic Blue right here, let me back that up over here. So this is Magic Blue right here, and it's kind of dark where it's kind of like an ultramarine blue. But if you use Caribbean Ocean, it gives it more of that Thousand Suns blue, because Thousand Suns has that turquoise with a little bit of green mixed in there, just to kind of give them that look. And also forgive me, I'm still new to streaming, so I'm still trying to figure out things. But okay, let me get the bigger brush right here, because what I'm gonna do is take that. But yeah, I kind of gave it that cell shaded look. And then oh, I forgot to put my guy on here. Hold on one moment. Oh, there he is. There he is. There I am, technically. Because I forgot to put my Fugi guy up here. The T-Sams I'm painting right now are proxies, and I'm painting them slap chop because I'm lazy. I wouldn't say it's lazy if you're doing slap chop. That's more for like you're just skipping all the shading work. You know, and I wish I can do slap chop on my end. But I haven't figured out the right way to do the white yet. So I need to pick one of my I need to pick my friend's brain over that. Yeah, I forgot to put my my Fugi up. So yeah, right now we're gonna take Adrax Earthshade. We're gonna give it a nice darker, kind of darken down the gold a bit. So it kind of gives it that nice earthy, worn out feeling. And again, it's okay if it gets on the panel because I'm gonna take some metal paint and I'm just gonna block in the whole thing. But I'm just gonna give it a nice just a nice coat of it all around, and then I'm gonna hit it with the Liberator Gold to go on ahead and get the brightness back up a bit. At least try to get the edging in there for it. So this is the part where we can kind of get messy. Although I would say thank God I'm not paying World Eaters, because otherwise I'd oh my God, there'd be a lot of like fake blood I have to buy, and then I have to splatter them all over there. It's like I'm doing Grimdark but in reverse. All up in the recesses in there as well, because I need to look magic. I might skip the whole fake blood for his please. They're just angry and red. Well, no, but you do realize that the World Eaters started out as if I remember correctly from the Horus Heresy era, they started out as like white. It's like white and gold. And they did so much killing, got so much blood. Like, pretty much their red armor is literally the blood of their foes that stains their armor. And that's why they're red as they are. So technically speaking, you're not really skipping the blood. It's just more like, is the blood fresh or is it... Like, is the blood fresh or is it, like, caked there for ages? And also, speaking of World Eaters, though, I'm just gonna say this. I'm pissed at the World Eaters right now. Well, okay, I'm kind of pissed at World Eaters and at GW because I don't know if you heard the news, but old Bailey or Commissar Yarrick, he's now back in action because supposedly in 10th edition they said, oh, he got whacked off screen by Angront well, I know it's Angron, but I like to call him Angry Ron. But yeah, supposedly he got off by Angry Ron, and then all the orcs in the Warhammer universe, both in universe and in the real world out here, for the players, they all banded together to go on an official manhunt for anyone that plays Angron, and he goes down first. Just because of the fact they took away probably Gazgul's greatest foe ever, and the most epic rivalry I have personally seen, because I've actually saw the one episode of the Warhammer series where you talk about the beef between Yarick and Gazgul, and I'll admit that is some Bloodborne level shit right there. That's some Bloodborne level stuff right there. Fear the old man. Like the crazy part is this, like the claw arm that Yarick has, he actually got off one of the guys that Gazgul sent over to take care of him. It was like a snake bite member, right? And right as he, and mind you, this is a human. Yarick is just an old man. Okay? He's an old man, no cybernetics, no magic, no nothing. Okay? And this guy's going up against an orc with a mechanical arm with like a crab claw effect on the, with like a sharp crab claw on the end. No, they did try to commit to it, but honestly I think it's better, because guess what? We're getting the freaking Armageddon box. I mean, did you see the Armageddon box? That's amazing. Except for the land speeder. I am not a fan of the land speeder, just because it like, if you look at it, it's floating in the air, but it's hanging on by its smokestack, and it looks like that thing's gonna snap right off. It's not like the storm speeders where, okay, you have like a solid invisible block you can put underneath it, and it's not gonna snap or anything. You know? But this one, I don't know. I feel like I would have to surgically cut off the smokestack and replace it with like the invisible pillars you get from Magna Baron in them, just to make sure it's gonna stay up straight. And also I can break it down and put it in my case if I need to. But yeah, back to Yarick. So Gazgul sends out his one guy to go take him on. Alright. So the orc, it's kind of better like skip whatever they say, at least until they errata the damn codexes. That's when we should start caring. But anyway, so Yarick starts going. So Yarick and this orc start fighting, and the orc manages to take off his whole damn arm. But get this though, unlike most other humans, I'll go like, "Oh my god, my arm! He cut my arm and shit." What does Yarick do? That mad bastard, and I mean he's a mad bastard, grabs the nearest chainsword off the other guy off of a corpse that was right next to him, and decapitates the orc's head. And it doesn't stop there. Remember that mechanical arm I told you about? He personally cut off the guy's arm and held it over his head, telling the other orcs, "Alright, how many you want to sacrifice? How many more pieces you want to give me?" And they made the orcs go running. Mind you, these guys are like twice our size and can rip us apart for fun. And he made those guys go running home to their mamas. But then what he ended up doing was Yarick ended up taking that same robo arm and grafted it onto his arm. And contrary to popular belief, because of the way orc technology works, rumor has it was because of the orcs' belief in Yarick. Is Eldritch the one with Age of Sigmar, or is that the recent one? But still, he took the crab arm and grafted it onto his arm, giving him his iconic look. And if that wasn't badass enough, he ended up getting his own personal Stormbolter. Oh, wait. Is that the one where you had the Death Creek Troopers? That was like with the Death Creek Troopers out there, and they ended up getting backup from the, I want to say it was the Dark Angels that were taking on the, I want to say it was Chaos Legion? I want to say it's just Chaos on the Line Legion. But so that was still cool. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Remind me again, which one was it? Because I've seen a lot. including Space King. Which, I know people are going to say it, but let's be real. Space King's just poking fun at the Warhammer community, and I'm all for it. It's like Space King, the King of Space. He one day disappeared from the universe, and now we, his holy psycho warriors, now wait and pray for his safe return. I swear that goes. It goes a lot harder than it needs to, but I'm all for it. Okay, that's a little tricky, but alright. Okay, yeah, because I think that was the second one where when he went in for round 2, Yark got captured by Gazgul, but Gazgul because he was in it for the fight, and because Gazgul just was in love with the damn game as it is, he ended up letting them go. But he ended up talking. But right before Yark got on the ship, Gazgul said something to him in High Gothic. I forgot what it was exactly, but the fact he spoke High Gothic scared him because. If you look at the orcs, and we're talking like the orcs in the 40K universe back before they became the orcs they were today, so like around pre-Horus Heresy era kind of stuff, the orcs were actually intelligent to the point where they actually had freaking attack moons. And I do mean attack moons. This ain't like, oh, they have a Death Star. No, they have a freaking moon that that's gonna just grab another like a meteor or a planet and just smash it into whatever planet they're trying to take over. Which I think is baller as all get out. I wish we had damn attack moons, but it's like, oh no, that'd be too OP. And then the fact that, okay, if we're gonna break all the Liberator weapons, you gotta let Adrax have all the toys, and I mean all the toys. God, that would be amazing. That would be damn amazing right there. Okay, I think I got it. Where we go? Thank you. This is why we have the cap. Okay. Okay, look on this real quick. I am slowly getting absorbed into the lore. All I'm doing now is I'm just giving a nice dry brush of Liberator gold. Here's my okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm just lightly kind of brushing up. Bye, Vallejo. The one thing I found out. Yeah, thank you for stopping by, man. And feel free to lurk too. We love and appreciate our lurkers around here. But another thing too is the fact that weirded me out today was so I went on GW's website and I found out that the official colors for Thousand Suns is technically Retributor Gold for all the gold trim that they have and everything like that. But they said, no, what you do is you lay down a base coat of Retributor Gold, and you just dry brush it to Liberator Gold until you get it to be that right amount of brightness that you want. I don't know, I still think it's dumb, because, like, why not just paint it in Liberator Gold, then? You know? Like, just let them have it. You know, just Liberator Gold and then use Reka Flesh Shade or Adrax Earth to kind of tone it down some. and that would be it. But you see, this right here is why I'm doing something different, because Hoplite Gold kind of gives like a nice darker, kind of gives it a nice darker metal, and as you can see, I'm just dry brushing it on there to the point where it just kind of brightens up the metal a bit. So that's why I kind of get that trademark bright gold that they got. It's just Coupon Therein. I know it's just Coupon Therein, because it's like if you're gonna expect us to paint it exactly like the damn box, then tell me something. Where are you? Here you go. Does this look like I painted a Votan straight out of the box? No, this is my Doomarine one that actually I featured on Nuka Kitten's Minis of the Week a month ago, and this is a Doom inspired one. So this is where I just paint him in Doom Slayer's colors. Had his gun red. I have his axe running red. I wanted this thing to be like, it's just running on pure ardent energy, and he's gonna go kick demon ass. And then, oh, your Emperor's Throne is supposed to be like black and pink. I did this guy full metallic pink with a grimdark style on it. Although in all honesty, I should have seen about probably getting some kind of light green to help make the combat stims he's got going on in there a little more brighter. But that's just me. But you know what? We're probably gonna do it on the next few, or I might do that later. So now I got the gold looking about right. Trim for this one is done. Next up, it's gonna be this guy right here. Now I'm gonna need a bigger brush because I'm gonna have to paint more bigger lines. So yeah. Actually, wait. Why am I even letting my paintbrush for? I'm using a marker. Yeah, you can tell. Like, yeah, he's kind of semi out of his head right now. Okay, just gotta give him it to let the paint load up a bit. Ah, there we go. There we go. Now it's going. Yeah, sure. Some spare tips today. Stir for a bit in the dry. You can see what I'm doing on here. I'm basically taking the dry palette over here. I'm just kind of stirring the paint a bit. Wipe off. Then give another layover of that. Yeah, I gotta replace some tips this weekend. Yeah, ain't a little too early for the powderoo. I mean, we're already in May. Oh wow, we're all about to like halfway through May. Oh, hey, Shad, how's it going? So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm just paying up. You've been up since... Jesus Christ, man, if you've been up since 3:30 in the morning, dude, go to sleep. Sleep, my man. I'm surprised you're still even alive. Paint the inside gold just to kind of let him have that just give it a sec that the color goes all the way around. Well, that's good. At least you're getting paid. Try to give it one nice smooth coat here. Okay, let me make sure my gold is straight right here. so I just need to do the back panel. Where's this? Oh, right. Because I need to do a special pack separate later. J new Otical just dropped. For Nikkei or for Umusume? No, it's a gal's manga. What's it about? Oh, wait. Is it the one about the guy who's an otaku and he runs like two girls that are also otakus as well, but they're like super popular? Is that the one, Shadow? Okay, so yes, I am aware of it then. Again, it's alright if we make a mess because we're gonna clean it up later when we do the block paneling. Wait, another chapter? Yeah, you know I'm ready for another chapter of Unordinary. I'm ready for that. Which, I think Uruchan said the next chapter is supposed to be happening after, Golden Week is over. Oh, well, you sent me a link? Okay, thank you. One way I see, like, when is Reincarnation of Swords gonna freaking update? Wait on that one for ages. Okay, good news is because most of it is, I'm paying top Harvest Skull, I can actually hold it like this for a bit.
But yeah, Shadow, I got your DMs. Yeah, I've seen that one floating around. I read it before. Well, I can't believe it's getting updated. I thought the guy just dropped it. Okay, then let me flip you around the other way. Where's my... Oh. Stick right here. You're on blue text, so don't go anywhere.
So wrapped up in numbers in our society, and the most important thing is that we're able to be one-to-one, you and I, with each other at the moment. That's what's important.
Okay, I got this part of it done. I need to do the other exhaust.
Back in the day, I used to be able to stay up until 3 and not anymore. But dude, don't you work nights by default? And also, dude, seriously, get some sleep, man. Like, go to bed. Get some sleep. Thank you for stopping by.
No, because if you take J, then who's else is supposed to monitor my shenanigans while I'm painting? I can't paint and mod at the same time.
Wait, what do you mean she's breaking a watermelon? Is Amy actually breaking a watermelon tonight? Yes or no? And if she is she trying to break it with her thighs or is she trying to break it with a hammer? Also, yeah, she's been on a weird schedule since she got back. Oh yeah, she's gonna spend the next 4 hours trying to break a watermelon with her thighs and then somehow yap about the past. Or some crazy thing that happened to her, but instead of it taking her 20 minutes, it takes her like 5 hours to explain one thing. Good night, Shadow. Okay, so. Stir for a brief moment. There we go. Okay. Don't tell me you're gonna make a 10. Don't tell me you're gonna make a 20-page webcomic about Nui trying to break a watermelon with her thighs.
dishwasher in there again, we're gonna get messy.
And be gone, bot. There's just stupid bots. Hang on. Okay, yeah, it's gone. Okay, we're good. We're good. Yeah, get on the hammer. He's good. Well, gone, but yeah. But yeah. So, let's, slightly adjust. Because I forgot to get the back end of this trim. Okay, so
Here we go.
So yeah, we're gonna just dry brush a little more. And yeah, now it's starting to look like the real Thousand Suns. Okay. Make sure wipe away the paint so you barely got enough left over.
lot brighter, a little better. And thanks to that Adrax seed, it actually makes it to where the tone comes out a bit more brighter, but not like super bright. Six on the agenda. It's gonna be you. Okay, so since it's getting a little late, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish up the shoulder pieces tonight, and then when I get done with the shoulders, I'm gonna go ahead and see. I'm probably gonna call it stream from here since I need to get some sleep for work in the morning because I have to go in like real early tomorrow. Okay, so I'll do. Sorry if I'm being silent. I'm just really hyper focused on trying to get this thing painted right here. What part sucks about Chaos Warriors is they love to make everything spiky. More spikes, the more spikes, the more edges it's got. The more painful it's going to be to hold this thing. Let's see here. Can't do that. Alright, and then right as I'm finishing this up, so I'll be out Friday and Saturday to go handle some business. I should be back Sunday night since I work nights. I would actually have to stay up until midnight a bit to try and get my sleep schedule adjusted a bit since I'm going from days to nights now. And we'll have a really late night stream Sunday night after we get done with all the Mother's Day shenanigans. And depending on what time I get back on Sunday, it'll probably be a late stream, so probably around 7-ish, maybe 8, give or take, depending on how what time I get back from everything. So yeah, I'll probably end up calling it right here. Yeah, because it took a lot of time to dry brush and get all my stuff adjusted for the main body and stuff. So that and my marker kind of died on me halfway through, so I will not be mad at that. That is my fault because I did not pay attention to how much ink was left in there. Because I could have bought more stuff from my local store. Should have done that. Okay, now we got all that back. So yeah, I'm gonna call it right here with these parts. This is what I'm gonna call that for stream right here. Yeah, be more prepared, but honestly I expect to be back at 4, but I didn't get back home till about 5. Because I had to go deal with some stuff. Just kind of show it a bit more at this angle. I haven't done any of the wash stuff or any of the fancier stuff yet. Because here's his head. I'm probably gonna go with a smaller brush later. Try and make it look a lot better. Because I need to put red dots in his eyes. Yeah, here's the actual. Now I'm thinking of doing some green, light green around the coils on the side. Just kind of show the energy flowing, since I know most chaos stuff is kind of greenish. So at least I can say he's got like green warp stacks coming out of here. Yeah, I just didn't glue his head yet because I wanted to make sure. But yeah, as you can see right here, green. Yeah, I'm gonna do green just to be like it's like a light green, just show chaos energy flowing through it. But yeah, as you can see right here, it's looking pretty pimped out. And one last shot of the legs, just to show how it looks. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is okay, first let me refresh this real quick. Let me go back to regular view. Okay, let's find something right here. Put a blue elf. Okay, let's see here. We're going to raid my lovely friend, Bibbly Darling. Because she's currently playing Dinosaur of the Titans, and I feel like that'd be a great way to transition from painting to just seeing dinosaur stuff. So, yep, off we go. Slash raid channel is gonna be. It's gonna be there. Okay, so we're gonna raid in the Bibbly, and then after that, yeah, that's gonna be it. So everyone, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by stream. We will be here Sunday at around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. CST time. That's gonna be a late stream since I don't have to go until late in the afternoon. I have to stay up a bit, so we should have everything knocked out the same day on Sunday after Mother's Day. All right. Deuces!
Shop. Yeah, that's awesome. I hope it went really well. You always do such a good job painting them. survival. It goes well. We just got into it. We're getting our footing right now, kind of regrouping the team because we had an accidental death. But yeah, it's going well. We got 2 wolves, 3 birds, and 2 dasps.